What's up, friends? Welcome back for another episode of this road to the Bataan Memorial Death March. This is week 2. Preparing for it. I got some hills I've incorporated. This is a fairly mild hill, but I've also increased the weight on the bag. So the bag has been added another 5 pounds. So we're still gonna have a whole lot of weight, which I really don't need because I'm gonna do the light. So I don't really need a lot of weight because I'll have really very little weight actually doing the road march, but I want to train with the extra weight to make, you know, the actual road march a little bit easier. So right now, I'll probably get roughly about 20 pounds in the bag. As the weeks go on, I will increase that a little bit more. Probably the max I'll go to for this training is maybe 40 pounds. I probably won't go past that because, like I said, when I actually do the road march, I'm probably only gonna be carrying maybe 10 or 15 pounds on my bag. So I really don't have to get too crazy with kind of the preparation for that. But this just makes the exercise a little bit more strenuous, a little bit tougher. So it's good to train with the weight. That way it'll make it a little easier, hopefully, when it comes time. Now, granted, I'm doing these little 2, 3, 4 miles during the afternoons, and then one long one later in the week. So, I mean, I'm not doing anything crazy like a 26 miler that I'll be doing. So, adding the extra weight, adding the hills, definitely helps out. Any of my Army veteran viewers might recognize this view. It's Fort Carson. I'm currently going up the road to Camo Hill. Fairly easy road. It's just a road that you would drive on. So nothing too intense yet, but this is how I start off this week's workout. Is I walk up this thing, walk back down it. That's 1 mile. Walk around it, which kind of changes a little bit of the terrain. And then walk up the backside of this hill, which that one is the gnarly part. So I'll show you that part too when we get to it. Now, another way that I'm kind of ramping this up compared to last week, you know, last week I was kind of mixing up with jogging, walking, all that kind of stuff. This week, I'm trying to pick up a good kind of walking pace most of the time. Sometimes it'll slow down a little bit if I start getting a little tired, but that's what we're doing this for, is to, you know, get myself into better shape. But kind of to go with the flow of the game plan for the actual death march as well, is I try to do it where I jog the downhills, or kind of like trot or ranger shuffle, or whatever you want to call it, on the downhills, and then on the kind of flat areas or the uphills, maybe just kind of walk or maybe try to step it out a little bit. So that's how I kind of try to do that. And that's also the game plan for the actual death march as well, is to just walk the flats, walk the uphills, and then on downhills kind of do a little light jog to kind of hopefully, you know, get a little bit better time. You know, not really doing it for time, but I also don't want to, you know, finish 18 hours later kind of a thing. So I'm hoping for 8 hours. 8 hours would be nice, but we'll see how it goes. But we're on a slight downhill, so it's time to pick up the pace and pick up a little bit of a jog. So that's the hill that I just came down from. That's Camo Hill. It's nothing super extreme, but it'll definitely still give you a good workout, especially the backside. When I go to go up that sucker, that one is the real killer. So now comes the fun part, where I get to go up the backside of Camo Hill, up this funky road. It's pretty steep. It's quite the workout though. It's good. It's a good part kind of incorporated into this whole thing. So check this thing out. So coming up this road, and there, that's why I gotta go up. So it's a good little hike. Pretty steep. It's great, just great. I don't know if you can really tell on video just how steep it is. I'm not really sure. Looking at it through the phone, it doesn't look nearly as bad as it does in real life. I don't know though. What do you think? All right, so here goes up the hill. To get to a point where I can make it all the way up to the top without having to take a break. But right now, I usually have to maybe halfway, somewhere around there, stop, take a little bit of a break, maybe close to the top. Short little break, but not too long. Maybe just like 15, 20, 30 seconds, something like that. And then back going. But I need to work it in there to where I can be able to make it all the way to the top without taking a break. Here we are at the top. Managed to push it out right there at the end to be able to go the rest of the way without taking a break, but holy moly. Whew. That's rough. There it is. Catch my breath. Oh, by the way, fun fact, these nicer homes in this area are actually like higher ranking officers. I think these ones over here, there's 2 houses over here with a fence around them. I think that's the post sergeant major and the post commander. Not 100% sure, but they're definitely much nicer houses than most of the houses, if not all the houses on the installation. I mean, not to say that some of the houses are really bad. Some are bad, but some of the other ones are really good. But these ones are like the best ones, I figure. So there you go. I recover pretty fast. I mean, it's like doing sprints, I guess. You know, you're exhausted for a short amount of time, but take it easy enough and bounce right back. So feel great. Not bad. Now I'm at the top of Common Hill, which is what that route took me up to. So I'm back where I was at earlier. Now we'll jog back down this road and be about, I think, almost 3 miles. The hills is really what makes up the good workout, not necessarily the distance this week, but adding in the tougher terrain in the hills really make it a little bit more of a challenge. So once you get to the end, 2.5 miles, and that'll end the workout. There we go, a little less than an hour, just under 3 miles, and that completes this afternoon's workout. This is what I do all week, but I'm only showing you guys one of the workouts because if you've seen this one, you've basically seen what I've been doing the entire week. So there's no use in showing you every day of the week. So this one's done. On to the big one. Oh, and by the big one, I didn't mean the big one, like the 26 miler that I'm working this up to. I meant the big workout that I do during the week. So I do the short ones during lunchtime at work. They're usually like 2, 3, 4 miles or whatever. And then I do one big one at the end of the week. Well, I've only done one so far, but this will be the second one. So this one's goal is 10 miles. Weather's, again, kind of funky, of course. So we'll see how it works out, though. I'm aiming for 10 miles. We'll see if I can do 10 miles, though. All right, so I'm at Palmer Park. Found a 7-mile course I'm gonna try, and then maybe try to add some miles onto it. We'll see how it kind of goes. But it's chilly. It's like 40-something degrees out, so let's get this thing going. This part was not part of my plan. Did not anticipate or plan on doing any kind of rock climbing, but that's the way I had to get to, it looks like, to get over to the trail that I want to get onto. So gotta cut through here, I guess. I don't know if this qualifies for real week 2 stuff. I feel like this should be like week 4 or 5 kind of stuff. Climbing up these suckers. Oh man, I'm gonna regret this later. This is gonna really kind of show the effects of this later in this whole course. Having to burn this much energy at the very beginning for this little rock climb. Made it up. Hopefully no further issues. But it is starting to pick up a little bit on the snow, so it's always that, I guess. I'm only a couple miles in, but I'm towards the backside of this park for Palmer Park, so still a long ways to go. We'll see if I'm able to figure out a route that will take me to 10 miles, and if it doesn't, be crazy. It was snowing pretty crazy for a little bit, about 5 minutes or so, but then it calmed down again, so hopefully the weather holds up and doesn't get too crazy on me. Only about 4 miles in. Snow is getting pretty crazy again, so we'll see if it stays this way. I thought about just going out 5 miles and then turning back the same way I came, but I'm kind of enjoying the adventure of just kind of discovering where the hell I'm going and where this leads. It's a very slow pace because I don't know where I'm going, and the terrain's a little bit, rough to run on. But there are some areas where I can jog, and I jog a little bit, but it's still a slower pace. But the adventure's fun. I don't feel like it's as difficult because of the kind of like adrenaline of the adventure, or the excitement of the adventure, or whatever. So not halfway yet. We're getting there. about the 5 miles now. My car is just right down that way. I lost the trail, so I'm kind of winging it right now. This is not going to be anywhere close to 10 miles. It's probably going to be 7, maybe. I don't know. So we'll see. Maybe when I get down to the bottom, maybe I'll improvise some extra trail area. We'll see how it kind of goes, though, I guess. But that's what I got to get down to, is just down there. But I have to navigate my way down somewhere. I don't see the trail anymore, so I'll make my own, I guess. So I made it down the hill, back almost to where I started from. I'm in that same area, and I'm only at 5.5 miles. So I'm gonna take this other road, I think, just do that up 2 miles, back 2 miles. That should get me close to my goal, or get me right at my goal. So I'll do it that way. I think next time I need to plan this a little bit better with the course and stuff. I had planned on just going up one of the main streets for about, it was gonna be about 2 miles, and then do 2 miles back. But when I got to about that 2 mile mark, I realized that there's a loop that I could take that leads me back into the park and should finish it off, I think. So I'm back at a part that I was on earlier. I'm not sure if I have the same amount of distance to go, because I'm at mile 9 right now, almost at mile 9. So I only have 1 more mile to go. I feel like it's more than a mile, but I don't know. It worked out okay, I guess, though. So roughly just a little bit more than a mile to go before I'm at the 10 miles. Well, all right, made it back. Sorry about the wind. 10.5 miles. I was shooting for 10, went a little over. Not a big deal though. All done. Made it back to the car. Time to head back to the house. So it was good. I feel like my legs were probably just as tired as when I did the 7 miler. So that's probably pretty good. I figure my feet probably feel more tired than anything else. So we'll work on it, getting there, and making lots of good improvements. So thanks for hanging out. Thanks for watching another episode. Next week, I'll probably do this again. I don't know. I might do this route again, or try to improve on it a little bit, because it was kind of a little funky with some of the trails I had to take. But thanks for hanging out. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you hit that thumbs up. See you guys next week. See ya.